Hello everyone, welcome to the course of Composition 2. I'm your professor Hassan Bouzid and I am here to help you learn how to write an argumentative or a persuasive essay. In this first video, we are going to learn how to respect the good structure of an essay. In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips that will help you write a well-structured and well-organized essay. By applying these basic tips when you're writing your essay, your examiner will be impressed by the structure and the organization of your essay even before they start reading its content. I'm sure that you already know most of what I'm going to share with you today, but some students fail or forget to implement these tips when they are writing their essay on the day of the exam. So this video is here to remind you that respecting the following tips can affect your grade positively because they are very important in writing the essay. Generally speaking, an essay is composed of four main parts. The first part is that of the title, followed by the introduction, then body paragraphs. They can be 2 or 3 body paragraphs, sometimes more, sometimes less, and then a conclusion. In order to make your essay look more attractive, it should look exactly like the one that you see here. First, put your title at the center of the page. Second, make sure you indent all the paragraphs of the essay to help the examiner know that you are starting a new paragraph. Indentation is that little space that you find at the beginning of each paragraph. We leave that space before we start the first line of the paragraph in order to signal that this is a new paragraph. It is also helpful if you leave a small space between the paragraphs. Skip a line if that's possible. Third, you have to always start your paragraph with a capital letter and finish it with a full stop. The other important thing about the structure and organization of your essay is related to the length and size of your paragraphs. Apart from the title, you will notice that the introduction and the conclusion paragraphs are a little bit smaller than the body paragraphs. But when you compare the conclusion and the introduction, you will find that these two paragraphs are approximately the same in terms of length and in terms of size. So, if your introduction, for instance, is 4 lines, make sure that the conclusion is 3 to 4 lines as well. But if your conclusion and introduction are 4 lines, make sure that your body paragraphs exceed that number. They should be 6-7 lines, because body paragraphs always need to be or look bigger and longer than the introduction and the conclusion paragraphs. However, when we compare the body paragraphs among each other, these body paragraphs should look exactly or approximately, not exactly, approximately similar to each other in terms of length and in terms of size. So, if the first paragraph is in 7 lines, the second paragraph should be in 6 or 7 lines or 8 lines. The same with the third one. It's important to avoid using very long paragraphs or mixing very long paragraphs with very short paragraphs. Make sure your paragraphs are balanced in terms of length and in terms of size. Now, most students usually ask, how many paragraphs should I include in the body of the essay? The first one is that some exam questions specify exactly how many paragraphs you should include in the body. So you have to read the exam questions very carefully. If the exam question, for instance, states that you should write a 4-paragraph essay, this means that the 4 paragraphs also include the introduction and the conclusion. So you have the introduction, the conclusion, and 2 paragraphs in the body. If the exam question states write a 5-paragraph essay, you should also include the introduction and the conclusion in these 5 paragraphs. So you have the introduction, the conclusion, and 3 body paragraphs, and this makes it 5-paragraph essays. If it says a 3-paragraph essay, it means the introduction, the conclusion, and 1 body paragraph. In other cases, the exam questions do not specify the number of paragraphs that students need to write. Then it is up to the student to decide on the number of body paragraphs they should include, and this depends on the topic and how they organize their topic. We will talk about this situation in the forthcoming videos. I hope that these little tips that I have shared with you today will help you improve the layout and the structure of your essay so that it would look attractive and constructive. If you have any questions about the layout and structure of the essay, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments of the video. In the next video, we are going to talk about what you need to do before you start writing your essay. See you then.